Assalamu alaikum everyone. So this right here is May June 2015. Takriban ab tak we've done like 8 years of past papers. So 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16 and this right here would be 15. ठीक है तो मेरे ख्याल में 8 years of past papers is a good number. That's gonna give you a good amount of practice. उसके अलावा फिर आप लोगों के कोई भी questions हैं किसी भी साल से कुछ भी, if you have any issues you can just post them in the comment section of any of the videos and inshallah I'll get back to you on that. Let's begin. Question number 1. Two students decide mark out 100-meter length to use as a running track to the school field. One student decides to measure the average length of one of his strides and pace out 100 meters, blah, blah, blah. Mark and label the length L of one side. So that right there is either from the front to the front. So yeah. So either go like that or from back to the back. Okay. So you have to mark corresponding points on either leg. So yeah, so either the front of the shoe or back of the shoe for both the marks. Okay. So this right here would be your 1 mark. Estimate a value for length L of the stride. तो यार आपकी एक स्ट्राइड जो है वो तकरीबन 1 फीट होती है. 1 फीट जो है वो आपकी स्ट्राइड से ज़ाहिर सी बात है कम होता है काफ़ी. सो स्ट्राइड वुड बी के यू टेक अ नॉर्मल स्टेप. अ स्ट्राइड इज़ लाइक अ स्टेप. ठीक है, तो आपका एक स्टेप जो है मेरे ख्याल में 1 फीट से ज़्यादा होता है. 1 फीट जो है that's 36 inches multiply that's sorry 1 feet is 12 inches, my bad, and 12 times 2.5 that's around 30 centimeters. तो 30 से ज़्यादा जो है वो आप इसको 50 centimeters कर दें या 0.5 meters. All right, that would be one stride or one step essentially. Use your value, calculate the number of strides. So that's going to be 100 divided by the length of one stride, 0.5. So that's 200. Now the reason for taking 0.5 meters is ताकि हमारी आगे की calculation automatically क्या हो जाएगी, आसान हो जाएगी उससे काफ़ी. Student uses trundle wheel. Explain how a trundle wheel is used to measure the distance. So we essentially measure or count the number of ticks or rotations and multiply with circumference. अच्छा, ट्रंडल व्हील अब नॉट, अब जाहिर सी बात है यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने, आप लोगों ने कभी, आई डाउट कि यू वुड हैव सीन अ ट्रंडल व्हील बिफोर. ट्रंडल व्हील में बेसिकली क्या होता है, जिस तरह से टेप के ऊपर आपकी लेंथ्स लिखी होती हैं उस तरह से टेप पे ट्रंडल व्हील की जो रोप होती है उसके ऊपर या जो उसकी जो वायर होती है उस पर लेंथ्स नहीं लिखी होती. व्हाट्स एक्चुअली देयर इज़ बेसिकली के every time you stretch the trundle wheel's wire or the rope out, so essentially when one circumference or when the rope's length of one circumference is taken out, तो एक टिक करके जो है एक आवाज़ आती है. जिस तरह से ये आपके पास एक एरो है ना, ये टक करके एक आवाज़ करता है. एंड दैट एसेंशली मार्क्स कि अच्छा ठीक है, अब एक सर्कमफ्रेंस, सो rope or wire or whatever you want to call it, of length one circumference of the trundle wheel has been क्या कहते हैं, what's the word for it, has been removed from the trundle wheel. So the number of ticks will tell you how many circumferences it is, and from there you can multiply with 2 pi r the circumference of the trundle wheel and figure it out. यहाँ पे we know that each rotation of the trundle wheel is approximately, अच्छा यहाँ पे ये 50 centimeters नहीं है, so from 0, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100 centimeters. So your diameter, so sorry, your circumference is exactly 100 centimeters. So essentially what we do is we count the number of ticks or the rotations, the complete rotations of the trundle wheel, and then multiply that with 100 centimeters. So in this case, आपके पास you're going to get the length of the track. Explain why this is more accurate method of measuring than the method in A. So strides compared to strides, why is it a better method? Because each circumference is exact. So the length of each, or the distance covered in one rotation, is exact, while the distance covered in one stride, while the distance in one stride in one stride की जगह पे in strides may be different. ठीक है जी. So the distance covered in each stride, जाहिर सी बात है कोई exact रोबोट तो है नहीं हम, तो थोड़ा बहुत वेरिएशन उसके अंदर होती है जिसकी वजह से inaccuracy आ जाएगी. Alright, so question number 2. Student takes blah blah blah. You need average. अच्छा ठीक है. So if I say 1.25 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1.25 into 5 is 6.25, 6.29, 6.35. Yep. 6.35, 6.32, and 6.34. So 6.34. Divide that by 5, and you're going to get how much? So 1.2, 1.26, and 0.8. So 1.2608. Yeah. So approximately 1.26. ठीक है. तो हम इसको जो है वो 1.26 पे वो कर सकते हैं. 1.268 है, सॉरी माय बैड. तो 1.27 कर देते हैं. और you want to do two significant figures, so 1.3 हम कर सकते हैं, but the question says that your answer must be in two decimal places, so it has to be 1.27. Suggest why it has to be not more than why it not given to more than two decimal places, because the data is at two decimal places. अगेन ये सवाल मेरे ख्याल में कोई पिछले पेपर्स के अंदर हम लोग 3-4 बार दे चुके हैं, तो अगेन टिपिकल सेम सवाल जो है वो आते हैं. डेटा इज एट 2 डेसिमल प्लेसेस, हेंस जो हम एवरेज निकाल रहे हैं वो भी 2 डेसिमल प्लेसेस पे. सजेस्ट अ रीज़न व्हाई द डिस्टेंस दैट द पैराशूट फॉल्स इज चोजन टू बी एज लार्ज एज पॉसिबल. ठीक है. तो ज़्यादा सो अगेन टाइम का मैंने आपको बताया कि भाई क्योंकि हमें टाइम मेजर करना है ना, यहाँ पे टी क्या है, टाइम है, तो टाइम हम मेजर कर रहे हैं, और जहाँ पे भी टाइम मेजर करने की बात आती है वहाँ पे रिएक्शन टाइम आ जाता है, बिकॉज जाहिर सी बात है वी आर ह्यूमंस एंड वी आर मेजरिंग टाइम, एंड देयर इज बाउंड टू बी रिएक्शन टाइम एरर. सो टू रिड्यूस रिएक्शन टाइम एरर, एंड वही आपके टिपिकल आंसर्स हैं. टू रिड्यूस परसेंटेज एरर, टू रिड्यूस रिएक्शन टाइम एरर. अब जाहिर सी बात है पैराशूट अगर है तो जाहिर सी बात है पैराशूट जो है वो it the parachute takes time to get to the maximum possible area, right? So to give it time to get to that possible maximum area, so you need time for that as well. But again, measuring time वही typical आपके सवाल है, reduce percentage error, reduce reaction error. The length L of one side of the parachute is 21. Calculate A, तो 441 हो जाएगा. Square करते हैं, square है, ठीक है. I'm guessing it says up top के it's a square, cuts a square from an A4 sheet. ठीक है. Suggest a reason why the student cannot make a parachute with a greater than ठीक है. So maximum length of any side is 21 centimeters. जो भी साइड है उसकी मैक्सिमम लेंथ ही जब 21 सेंटीमीटर्स है. सो दिस राइट हियर इज़ योर पेपर, ठीक है. दिस राइट हियर इज़ योर A4. ऑलराइट, अज्यूम करते हैं कि ये जो है ये आपका A4 है. अब जाहिर सी बात है आप जो है स्क्वायर कुछ ऐसे काटेंगे, ठीक है. दिस राइट हियर इज़ द maximum length of square that can be cut out. अगर मैं इस हिसाब से जो है, if I go for the length instead of the width, so I won't be able to get a square. I'll get a rectangle. So you can state that as well. Larger length will result in a rectangle. Larger length will result in a rectangle. All right. So yeah, student repeats, blah blah blah. So area is 441. TAV is 1.27. This is 400. This is 324. 256. 196 and 144. ठीक है जी. So again, squares are simple basic. P1 math में you don't have a calculator, so I think you should remember these squares as well. All the way till 30 if I'm not wrong. Write your values for ठीक है, we did that. Complete the column for A, we did that. Acha, plot A on the x-axis, TAV on the y-axis. So this right here is supposed to be y-axis, this right here is supposed to be x-axis. Let's copy the table. Acha, start your axes at 100 and 0.7. Draw the straight line of best fit. All right. So let's put that here. All right. So x-axis पे how many divisions do we have? So we need to go from 144. So 100 to 450. How many divisions? So essentially we have a space of 350. How many divisions do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So yeah, good. Approximately 350 we can definitely draw. 100 to 441 जो है, अगर हम 100 to 450 लेते हैं, that's a difference of 350. So we need 350 on the x-axis. So yeah, that's cool. We can do that. So one large division is going to be 50 units. And we should be able to get 350, 400 and 450. So 441 would be somewhere over here. Acha, then we need to go from 0.7 to 1.3. So you have a space of 0.6. How many divisions do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So cool. Each one division is going to be how much? Each one division is going to be 0.1 units. So 0.8, 0.9, 1.0, 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. Again, I'm assuming कि मैंने बहुत बार explain कर लिया है scaling का concept, इस वजह से मैं directly कर रहा हूँ. अगर still if let's say for example some kids have issue, you can post that, तो वो जो है फिर हम लोग उसको further discuss कर लेंगे. Right now, to keep the time of the video small, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it directly. We have like past 5 years in which we have discussed how to scale this whole thing. All right, so let's start plotting. 144 and 0.89. अब 0.89 को तकरीबन 0.9 नहीं लेते हैं. So 144 would be, so 10 small divisions is 50 units. तो each one small division is 5 units. तो 144 उससे थोड़ा सा पहले आएगा, थोड़ा सा, slightly before that. ठीक है. Then we have 400, sorry, 0.97 and 196. So 0.97 would be somewhere over here, and 196 would be somewhere over here. ठीक है जी. Then you've got 256 and 1.01. So 1.01 is going to be over here, यहाँ पे, and 256 is going to be slightly over here. Oops, that's weird. I probably did 196 wrong. No. Interesting. I did something wrong. Maybe I did something wrong. So 144 and 144 ये 145 है and 0.89. हाँ, I did this wrong. 0.89 would be over here. ठीक है जी. So 1.11. So 1.11 and we have 324. So 300 and 305, 10, 15, 20, 24. So somewhere over here. 400 and 1.19. So 1.19 and 400 would be exactly over here. And then we've got 441, just go approximately 440 ले लेते हैं, and 1.27. 1.27 and 440 is going to be over here. 1.27. So you 1.3 at 3 units down. And this right here is where 440 is going to be. Now, this right here is going to be a challenging line of best fit. लाइन बना लेते हैं. ठीक है जी. सो थोड़ा सा ऊपर ले जाते हैं. कम ऑन. ओके, सो yeah, I guess this right here is an okay line of best fit. It could very well be something like so as well. ये भी आपकी line of best fit जो है वो बन सकती है. नहीं, so you have 3 points below and 1 point above. Nope. So what we had initially was best. Yeah. So this is what we had. This point right here goes up. This point right here goes down. Acha. This is up and this is up as well. So not a good idea. Acha ji. So maybe make it go through this. Yeah. This is what we had initially. So इसको हटा देते हैं. So let's remove this. So this point is up, this point is down, this point is down, and this point is up. So equal number of points above and below the line. So we're good with that. Yep, we are. Cool, Zabardast. So let's move on. Why, when the extended line of best fit does not go through the origin? इससे पहले कोई सवाल है नहीं है. ऑरिजिन से पास करने का मतलब क्या है कि जब आपका एरिया ज़ीरो होगा आपका टाइम भी ज़ीरो होगा. मतलब जिस भी हाइट से आप इसको रिलीज़ करोगे वो इंस्टेंटेनियसली ज़मीन पर आके गिरेगा. नाउ दैट्स नॉट पॉसिबल दैट. सो व्हेन वी से ऑरिजिन वी से 0 and 0. So if the area is 0, the time required for it to fall from a certain height will also be 0. Means that it's reaching the ground instantaneously, which is not possible, of course, yaar. Okay? So whenever something falls, it needs time to fall. So we can say needs time to fall even without parachute. Okay? So it will need some time to fall even though it does not have a parachute. Sahi hai ji. So that would be the correct way. Space below, draw a diagram containing battery, switch, fixed resistor and a variable resistor all connected in series. So a battery, एक सेल बनाना काफ़ी नहीं होगा. पॉजिटिव पे आपका स्विच होगा. सही है जी. And then all connected in a series. So you've got this right here, and then you've got a variable resistor. अब वेरिएबल रजिस्टर जो है ऐसा सी बात है, you need to put the symbol. So again you can either go with this, ठीक है, or you can go with this. Either one works just fine. ये कर लेते हैं. ठीक है. So all are in series, so we are good with this one. CRO is used to measure the voltage across the fixed resistor on a circuit diagram. Label 2 points A and B where the CRO is connected to the circuit. CR used to measure voltage across the fixed resistor. तो ये जो है ये आपका CRO आ जाएगा. Of course, voltage, you need to measure the potential difference. Hence, क्या कहते हैं? Your CRO is going to be um, across the fixed resistor. Yep, that's cool. So you need to label the 2 points A and B. So let's put this as A and B. Figure 3.1 shows CRO screen. There are 4 control knobs. State which control knob is adjusted to move the dot to the center. So it was right here. अब इसको हम center पे. So we are bringing it down to the center. So you need to change the Y gain. ठीक है? Y gain. You are going to change the Y gain. जिस तरह से we go for Y shift. So it could. Sorry. Not Y gain. My bad. Y shift होगा. So Y shift. Y shift or X shift. Let's say, for example, initially, if your dot is not at the origin, so you can use the X and the Y shifts to bring it to the origin. You can calibrate it according to that. Okay. Then we've got the Y gain is set for 2 divisions. The switch is closed. The dot moves to the position. Okay. As I see about it in a paper, you won't be able to zoom in, but fair. So this right here would be 5 divisions for 2 volts. So each is going to be 0.4 divisions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 times 0.4 is equals to 3.2. All right. So this right here is going to be 3.2 volts. The resistance of the variable resistor is reduced. State what happens to the dot on the screen. जाहिर सी बात है, when the resistance of the variable resistor is reduced, more potential difference will be given to the fixed resistor, hence the dot moves up. All right. That is what happens in a potential divider, right? If one resistor goes down, then the other receives more potential, and hence the potential across the other resistor increases. Now that's something that you need to remember. Question 4, you are asked to take a set of readings to plot a cooling curve that shows how quickly hot water in a test tube cools. You are given a test tube about a half full of hot water. List the additional apparatus you need. Cool. So you need a thermometer. And you need a stopwatch. So a thermometer will be used to measure the temperature, of course, and a stopwatch is going to be used to measure time, which we don't have a lot of. In the space below, draw a diagram showing the position of the eye when taking the readings. So of course the position of the eye has to be perpendicular to the thermometer. So you've got your test tube. Okay, of course it's going to be corked. All right, you've got your thermometer. Okay, let's draw something bigger. So you've got your test tube, and which is supposed to be corked. You've got your thermometer. Maybe it's not even corked. Again, cork mentioned nahi hai, so we're not going to draw that. Test tube. You've got your thermometer inside. You've got your hot water, and maybe the thermometer's thread. Yeah, bulb aa jayega. So this right here is the bulb of the thermometer. Again, you don't have to be that accurate. So we draw the diagram. Now we need to position the eye. So it's going to be perpendicular. Right? Okay. So it's got to be perpendicular. So that's what it is. Okay. Yeah. 4.1 is the top of the table for the readings. Complete the headings. So temperature in degrees Celsius and time in seconds would of course be your 2 readings. ठीक है. Time seconds में भी हो सकता है, minutes में भी हो सकता है. Again, time है, so could be in any. If the temperature is falling too fast, of course you're gonna go for seconds. If the temperature is falling slowly, you're gonna go for minutes. So there's 2 ways in which the apparatus is arranged to make the readings accurate. That's a very general question. So अब यहाँ पे दो से तीन चीज़ें जो है वो generally when we are measuring temperature you need to be careful of, and that is at least, oops, so we are going to say at least one third of the thermometer is immersed. So we need to make sure that at least one third of the thermometer is immersed. And फिर उसके बाद जो है you can go with of course this has to be corked so that your thermometer is not touching the walls of the test tube. So yeah, you should have the thermometer facing you, not the other side. Where you won't be able to read the take the readings. So again, tons of different situations over here. I'll just go with thermometer not touching, thermometer not touching walls of the test tube. All right, yeah, so that's the end of this. Take care, bachas. Same routine at the end. If you have any questions, post them in the comment section. And yeah, that's it for today, May, June 2015. Inshallah, I'll see you in the next one, kids. October, November 15. All right, take care. Bars out.